Good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Kathy Hand. Good morning, Marietta. It is a beautiful day. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being here on this wacky Wednesday, right? So help us share this out. Just send it out to your groups or send it out to your friends. And let's get more of the family awake and in here. So cheers, bring your cup and fill it up with love this morning. So while we're waiting for everybody to come in, morning Suzanne, I have a favorite video that I used to listen to it every morning. It's called It's a Good Day. And it starts out with, it's a good morning. This is a really good morning. This is a new morning, a new day, a new vibrational point of attraction, a new beginning. This is me choosing my vibrations more deliberately, being aware of the way I am feeling, being in touch with my emotions. This is me, a good morning. This is me and my good morning, being aware of the value of my emotions. This is me in this new day with a vortex full of all kinds of things that are readily, even immediately, some eventually, and all eventually, available to me. This is a really good day. This is the beginning of me deliberately tuning myself to the frequency that allows my receptive mode. Me in my new day, in this good morning, allowing myself more than ever before to be in the receptive mode of everything I've intended, everything that I've asked for, everything that I've put into the vortex, all that I have become. I love those words. There's more, but that's the very beginning of it. And it's by Abraham Hicks. And I listen to it so much because I love the vibration. And when we can put those kind of words into our minds, first thing, and just allow ourselves to just be in that beautiful state of just being, of knowing that we're creating this day the way we want it, then we're going to have that kind of day. So I want all of us to be happy, to be joyous, to be free, to be whatever we are and whoever we are, and to express ourselves in that way, that it is a good day. And whatever we say, that's what we're creating, that's what we're bringing forward. See who we got. Jennifer, good morning. Rosalind, good vibes. Good to see you up this morning and with us. Deirdre, yes, it is that middle of the week hump day, isn't it? Wacky Wednesday, as we call it here on the morning show. And thank you for sharing, Kathy, Deirdre. I appreciate you all so much. Sally, good morning to you. Sally did a beautiful meditation yesterday. If you all missed that, you can go catch that replay at Enlightened World Network. And Rick Morrow, good morning. Thank you for being here. And Kathy says, thank you. I needed to hear it. I'm a bit down on myself today. Yeah, when we listen to those words, and Esther Hicks does such a great job at speaking those words and speaking them into existence and sharing with us that everything that we want, everything we need is right there in front of us. And I so appreciate her being the channel that she is to bring messages to us from Abraham. Leo, good morning. Yes. Happy Wacky Wednesday to you too. Oh, good. All right, so let's go into our heart brain together. Let's just take that moment to be, not to have to do anything, say anything, but just to be, just to sit with ourselves. That's the beauty of the heart brain. Good morning, Stacy. The heart brain coherence is so simple. You know, our angels tell us that we humans tend to complicate things, and it's true. This little method of connecting, and when you do it first thing in the morning, is so important and so easy and so simple. It has 3 steps. You touch your heart center, because that brings your focus right to your heart. You slow down your breathing, and then you add in love. That's it. That's the ingredients to a way to bring yourself to a higher brain state. So touching your heart center, go ahead and slow down the breathing. And then think of something so beautiful. Maybe it's a hug. Maybe it's somebody that you want to think about, whatever it is. Just let's go ahead and just focus on being and nothing else right now. I am enough. I am worthy. I am living my life's purpose. I am a rainbow of color in a gray sky. I am sunshine. I am happy. I am healthy. I am free to be me. Please share what your I am is this morning. What do you say after those words, I am? Just share what your story is. Let's all get started in this beautiful way to wake up our brain, wake up our heart, to know that we are loved, we are loved. And let's see what we got and who we got. Cassandra, oh, good morning, sweet one. Is your aunt visiting you? I think I heard a little rumor that she might be. So welcome to the morning show. Andrea, good morning to you. And there's our beautiful Hope and Senna. And Hope says, top of the world to my fellow P's. Mama P, love you all. I see we have a new theme tune. How lovely. That was just for Heart Brain. That's just some soft music to keep you focused on the breathing and on just being, nothing else, to just be. Deirdre, I am claiming my comprehensive power. Stacy, I am reborn another day. Andrea, I am blessed. I am peace. And Oksana, good morning. And Oksana says, I am glad to be here. Well, I'm so glad that you're here along with everyone else that's popping in this morning. Like Joanne Castillo, good morning to you. And I hope everything has settled down in Florida with the weather. I haven't heard any news, so I'm hoping that it's still waters there at the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico. And Leo says, I am peaceful yet excited about my purpose. Rick Morrow, I am realizing my power. Yes, indeed. That's what happens when we do the introspection, when we go inside and we just allow, like our Marietta says, accept, align, allow, and then everything becomes clearer. We have better vision, better hearing. Rick, it's wet and cool in Florida. Okay, well, the cool is good. Usually in July and August, it's hard to even go outside because of the heat. So I'm glad that you've got a little relief from the heat there. Kathy, I am a work in progress. I am healthy. I am peace, love, and harmony. Oksana says, I am unlocking my ancient wisdom. I see my higher vision and I am manifesting it. Awesome, I love it. And Stacy says, Florida is still here. Hot and humid paradise. I'll be visiting soon, Stacy. After I go to New York, that's next on my list, is to make my way down and see the Florida family and visit with y'all. Okay, so I pulled a Kuan Yin for us. Sally says, hot and sticky here, almost 90 and 96% humidity. Wow. All righty. Well, this is our Kuan Yin card this morning. I haven't looked at it yet, but yesterday was so beautiful how it just aligned with everything that was being said, all of your I ams, all of the morning chit chat that goes on. So let's see what Kuan Yin has to say to us today. Drink from the emerald fountain. The divine feminine encourages your awakening and empowerment. Your sincerity is evoking Kuan Yin's divine intervention. It makes sense to be open to receive it, to step forward and drink from the emerald fountain, which is the unconditionally loving heart chakra of Kuan Yin. Allow yourself to be nourished by the power and love of the Divine Mother flowing to you now. I love that. I love emeralds. They have such a beautiful energy to them. So this morning, Kuan Yin is flowing that emerald energy to us, that beautiful green of the heart chakra. And whenever we look at the heart, the real heart, not just the beating heart that's inside of us, but when we look at our heart chakra, that color green just pops. It just is flowing through us and around us. Green is also the color of healing. And that's why Kuan Yin brought me the message as I was looking at the heart chakra. It came through so clearly that love is what heals. Love is the energy that creates a healing inside of us, that when we feel that love, when we receive it, and that's what she's talking about, to be in that receptive mode of receiving the love from Divine Mother, from all of the divinity, the great feminine aspect of the Creator, to just really be nourished, be loved, be held. And when we receive that love, it heals. It creates an energy inside of us that changes and shifts us. And isn't that beautiful? That we heal just by love, just by holding on to that energy. I want to share with you that I'm back in school. You're never too old to learn, right? I haven't studied anything in so long, but I've had the urge to do that. And I'm a part of a corporation now. Along with Dr. Ruth Anderson, we created a business together to do memorials, to be with people who are at the end of their human journey. So I am studying to become a certified death doula. And in that study, I have come to understand so much about the process that we go through when we leave the human body, when we return to spirit, and it's termed as a rebirth. So we're not focusing like it used to. The word death used to scare people. They used to talk around it and not even say the word. But now it's being looked at as this is a rebirth. This is not just us losing the human body. It's us going back into spirit, being born back into spirit. So this is something that I've undertaken and so excited about. And I have a mosquito in here with me this morning who decided to come and say hello. As long as it stays over there, it's fine. But they have a nasty habit of chewing on me, so I want to say it's over there. Stacy says, I looked through a beautiful book called Diary of a Death Doula. I listened to a beautiful YouTube yesterday, and I'll post the link in the Angelic River Family on Facebook. And it was a panel discussion led by Dr. Zach Bush. He is a neurosurgeon, and it was such an amazing discussion from doctors and from death doulas who were talking about the people and how much we can learn from that person that's letting go. Some of these experiences that were shared were personal experiences where they had had near-death experiences of leaving their body. One of them, he was tracked as being dead. For lack of a better word, he was dead for 8 minutes. And he talks about that experience and what he was seeing, what he was experiencing. And the common theme with everyone that had actually passed from their human experience and then come back to it, the common theme was they didn't want to come back because it was all love. It was so full of love. And I have heard in talking with spirits and bringing messages to loved ones from beyond that that's the only thing that you take with you is that love. Whatever you learned in your lifetime, it was all to give more of the energy and more of the clarity about love and what it means to be in that state of just pure unconditional love. So I'll share that video because I was just in awe listening to these doctors, these medical doctors talking about the brain and talking about how when somebody is no longer there in their human body, what an experience it is to watch the peacefulness of them as they leave that body. So Kathy says, I love that idea. I've always had a fear of death. Yeah, these doctors and these death doulas were talking about there was no fear, that there was only love. And that's when the death doula sits with somebody who is getting ready to transition. That's the one thing that they're able to help that person understand is there really is nothing to fear. You're going into birthing into a new experience. So I'm excited to learn more and experience more in my life, what I have left, to just be of service to others in that way. And Stacy says, congratulations, you will be amazing at that. I'm looking forward to all the experiences to bring forward. Marietta says, and when we heal our hearts, we discover the truth that love is all there is. It's so true, Marietta. It is the one thing. And if we can focus on that one thing, we can focus on the love, everything else just kind of falls to the wayside. It doesn't mean it's not going to be there, right? I mean, we still have to get up and take care of our bodies. We have to brush our teeth and shower and get dressed. And some of us go to work. Some do whatever you do. And if you do that focused on love, what a difference it makes. What a different life you have, because it shifts all of those things, all of those chores, all of those tasks in life. It shifts them from a have to mentality to a get to mentality. I get to get up in the morning. I get to welcome a new day. I get to say thank you. I get to move my body. So when we're focused on loving ourselves and loving life, nothing is a chore anymore. Nothing is hard. Nothing is too monumental that we can't face it. The secret is the love. And that's the secret to being happy in life, is working on loving yourself more, just bringing in that energy of I am worthy of love. I am enough just as I am. I don't need anything else other than to stay in the energy of knowing who I truly am and loving me. And when I do that, I'm going to love you just as much as I love me. And that's what turns us around. That's what's going to turn this world around to a more peaceful world. When we can find that energy of love inside of us, then we don't want to fight with others. We don't want to go into competition and comparison and criticism and judgment. We just want to stay in the energy of love. So I'm going to see what your comments are. Deirdre says, so glad you're teaching people not to fear death. It's nothing more than a new beginning to come. Yeah, that rebirth. And I heard one of the teachers that I'm learning from called it birthing backwards. We're birthing backwards. We're going back to what we truly are and not birthing into a human body, but birthing into our true, authentic self. And I love that term. Sally says, the privilege of doing that one time with somebody that became a very dear friend, and I got to see him through his passing and work with hospice. And it was the most rewarding thing I had ever done in my lifetime, and I will never forget it. Yeah, we just did that virtually with our Linda Dirks. We were able to sit with her, hold her hand while she was transitioning. And it is amazing. It's amazing to see the confidence as that person goes back into their true self, back into that experience that's so expansive and not limited anymore, to not have the restrictions of the 3D. Yes, it is a beautiful experience, Sally. And I'm looking forward to just being there, being that person that can say, you are so loved and you're so amazing that when you cross over to that other side, you'll realize that that's all there is the love. Stacy said, my youngest son was fearful of death. We had a long conversation about past lives or alternate lives, and he believes in that. So I said, why be afraid? We've done it before. That's right. We've all done it before. And now, there's going to be a time in this human body, they don't last forever. They're not built to last forever. So there's going to be the time when we shed that and we go back to our true self, to who we really are. And Stacy says, ever since the conversation, he isn't afraid. Beautiful, beautiful. Nobody should fear death. It's a terrible way of life to go through it with fear that something's going to happen. And one of the doctors, and if you listen to the video that I'll share with you, one of the doctors was talking about his mother's death and how he was sitting with her. He was the only one by her bedside. And he thought that she had passed. She had taken that deep breath, and he thought that was her last one. And she was very still. And he said, all of a sudden, she sat up to give him a message. And the message was not to fear death. There is nothing to fear. And he says that was a turning point for him. That was letting him know it was something so important enough for her to use that as her last words to him, to not fear death. So yeah, that's going to be, I think, so monumental to many people when they have a death doula there, or they have someone that fully understands what the transition is all about. It's important to know not to fear, not to go into it with fear. And Sally says, we are on our way out the door and heading to the center. And I look down after locking the door and getting ready to get in the car. And I see I still have my slippers on. A little distracted this morning, Sally. Thank you for being with us. And thank you for the laugh. Laughter raises the vibration. When we can laugh, and that's the thing about life, is when we can laugh at ourselves and lighten up whatever it is that you're going through. And it may be something so monumental. I mean, I'm talking about, I've talked to people who have brain tumors. I've talked to people who have kidney failure and people who are going through some really, really heavy transitions in their lives and shifts that just you would think that they would be so scared and so afraid of everything. And I've talked to these people and they just want to laugh. And they have such a great sense of humor, the ones that I've worked with and coached and been there for. They just want to laugh. They just want somebody to say, you know, it's okay to smile. It's okay to giggle at something that's funny. Because when we do that, when we go into that mode of lightening up, everything else just kind of is there, but it's not that monumental mountain that we were looking at. It makes climbing that mountain so much easier when we can laugh, when we can smile. One of the things that I realized a couple of years ago when I was diagnosed with breast cancer was that I needed laughter. I needed to be lifted up in that way, not to be told, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to hear those words. I didn't want pity. I didn't want anybody looking at my journey as anything other than what it was. It was another fire to go through. It was another challenge. It was another struggle. And one of the things that was brought out to me recently, very, very recently, like yesterday, was that the experiences that I have had in my lifetime are for others to help them through these fires that they're going through. So why am I not doing more of that? I do life coaching, and a lot of people bring me their family members or their friends that may be experiencing some of the things that I've experienced in life, like kidney failure and cancer many times. So another thing that is going to happen, it hasn't happened yet, but it is in the works, is that I'm going to be doing some support groups for anybody who's facing some of those trials and tribulations. So it'll be a support group if you just want to come in just for a minute even and say, I just need lifting up. I just need to know that it's going to be okay. I just need to know that there's somebody there that can hold my hand as I walk through this fire. So that's one of the things also that's going to change is I'm going to be doing more outreach to those who are experiencing the hardships and the trials of life. So I'll be setting that up, and anybody who wants to come into those support groups to help each other through your times that you're going through, it'll be an open support group. So that was brought forth very clearly yesterday in a message that I received. And I know that I'm supposed to be doing this. I've dedicated my life to be of service, to be helping others. And that's just one of the parts that I can offer are the experiences I've been through and coming out on the other side of that. So look for that because it's going to be happening. And Deirdre, yes, absolutely. You will be a part, darling. You will be a huge part. Sally says, I've been meeting a lot of people who are experiencing this energy shift in a huge way and are looking for help in understanding what's happening within their lives. My class has doubled in size in a week, and I have to add another class. I'm so happy because we need more people out there that are holding other people's hands and supporting them in whatever that looks like, whatever is needed in your life. We need those that can be there and say those words of comfort and let everybody know that when we love on each other, like what we do here in the morning, when you just love each other, you just accept each other as you are. You don't make any demands to change. You don't say, okay, you can be part of us, but you have to do this. No, there's none of that. There is only unconditional love. And when we can do that, we're going to have a more peaceful world. We're going to have a world that works for everybody when we can all start looking inside first and looking at that love and then sharing that light out. So just wanted to let you all know some of the changes that are going on in my life, some of the shifts, some of the things that Spirit is guiding me toward and helping me to understand better. I see it's time. It's time for us to share our burdens, to share our prayer requests, whatever that looks like. If it's for you, if it's for another person, whatever it is, just go ahead and put that in the comments, and we will all gather around whoever is in that prayer circle, and we're going to love them. That's what we're going to do. Just love them and ask for the very best outcome for them, for whatever is going on. So go ahead and put your requests in for uplifting whoever you want to uplift. And I want to start with our Hope and Zena, and maybe we'll get a report on how both of you are doing, my darling Hope. And I know we've been lifting you up pretty much ever since we have been a group. And I love that we put you in that circle, and we put our Zena in there, and praying that both of you are doing tip top, the very best that you can do. And let's put in, for some reason, I'm hearing to put Tony into the circle. So let's do that. Let's add in Tony. Let's add in all the people that are in areas where there's fires taking place right now. And let's pray for safety for all of them. I've had several friends just recently that came to the brink of losing their homes to fire. So let's pray for those fires that are happening. I know we're in another intense heat wave. We also are getting the solar flare from the sun that's reached us. And I think that's part of this heat wave, but it's also part of the shifts in the energy, the things that have been happening with us with technology, the things that are happening with interruptions, the daily routines that many of us are in. So let's just pray for the very best outcome of all of us as we go through these times. And Deirdre says, my prayer is for everyone's highest good to happen, Gaia and world peace. Yes, indeed. I forgot to turn my sound off on my phone. Suzanne says, I'd like to put my daughters and myself into the prayer circle. Prayers for our family here, for Gaia, for peace and love. Tammy Fisk, good morning. Tammy would like to add her sister Tracy. And yes, we absolutely will still lift Tracy up, and thank you for putting her in there. Rick says, prayers for my wife, Josie, and her family, mourning the passing of her cousin. Yes, indeed. And let's remember our Sherry Myers, whose brother just passed. We did a prayer circle for him before his passing, and had the family there to just express their love and express their memories of him. And he was able to hear that. He was able to listen to it before his final moments and just hear the love that people had for him. We did the same for Linda Dirks. We had a moment together where we all just shared beautiful words of love, and she listened to those words before she passed. It's so important to tell people that you love them, to reach out and say, I'm so grateful for you and I love you. They don't have to be at the point of passing, but to put that already in their heart, the love that you carry for others, it's important to state it and to let that person hear your words while they're still alive, to hear them. Oksana says, my prayer is for healing for myself, my family, for all of us, and everyone who needs healing. Amen. Thank you, Oksana. And Sally says, prayers for my son for continued healing from COVID. He did what I told him not to do, and he took NSAIDs in the beginning, which now pushed into his lungs, and it's going to be a permanent thing with him as well. Well, let's set that intention, Sally, that there will be a complete healing, because anything is possible. When we don't limit things, the world opens up and miracles happen. Miracles happen every day. And sometimes things that we think, oh, that's just the way that it's happened. Sometimes it was a miracle that took place and we don't realize it. So when we pray for miracles and we pray for shifts, sometimes we can just be open enough to receive them. Linda Lemieux, good morning. Linda says prayers for all those requested for Sherry Myers, her brother, and families of those who have passed, and for all the peas in the pea pod. You're a beautiful, beautiful family, and thank you for coming together for each other. Hope says prayers for Zena's speedy recovery, prayers for myself, receiving results today of my re-biopsy, prayers for the entire Angelic River family. May we all be blessed with an abundance of health and wealth. Special prayers for Jason Juggler Carty, that he receives his miracle. Yes, we're holding that up and praying for the very best for Jason, and whatever that looks like, praying that the treatments that he receives will create that miracle. So let's go into our hearts. Let's go into love. Let's take a deep breath in and just be. Let's just be. Not having to think or feel or do anything other than love. Realizing Kuan Yin's words again. Love is what heals. So as we go into our hearts and we remember all of these requests that have been brought forth, everyone that's placed in the prayer circle, whether it was you placing yourself there or another, just hold the energy of love toward that person or that situation. Let's add our planet in there, our beautiful Mother Earth. Let's see everyone that's in the prayer circle gathered around the earth, holding hands and just loving on our Mother Gaia. So just breathe in again. Breathe in the energy of peace, the energy of calm, letting go of any fear, any anxiety that's going on inside of you. Let's just release that right now. So as you breathe in again, I want you to just do that scan inside your body and ask the question, is there somewhere in my body that I'm holding on to fear? Is there somewhere inside of me that I'm holding on to an anxiety about anything that's going on, anything that I imagine to be coming to me? When we're projecting what could be, what could happen in the future, we're going into fear. We're not staying present into the now moment. So there may be an energy inside of you that's projecting, that's thinking the worst possible scenario. So I want you just to feel into your energy and just ask, is there some place in me that's bringing forth fear? So just take a moment for that. Just take a moment to feel if there's a heaviness inside of you, if there's a worry that's there inside of you. And if you identified something, if something came forth for you to look at, now you have a choice. You have a choice to allow that fear to be there, to allow the anxiety, to allow anything other than love. You can choose to leave it there and let it be there with you, or you can choose to let it go. You can choose to turn it around and pivot away from the anxiety, pivot away from the fear, and give gratitude for the now moment, for what's happening right now in this moment in time. If you choose to let it go, then what I want you to do is take a deep breath in. Hold that breath in your heart and focus love into it. Just give it all the love you can give it. Whatever is being sent your way from others that are here present, whatever you can pull from your guides and your angels, your higher self, from its creator, the source of all that is, pull that love into your heart and watch as it starts to expand. See if there's a color there that you can identify. What color did you pull into your heart? Was it more of that beautiful green emerald color, or was it pink as you pull in the love of Kuan Yin and the divine feminine? Whatever it is, it's perfect. So just hold that energy and watch as it moves outward. See it expanding, kind of like a bubble. When you blow that air into that bubble, it starts getting bigger and bigger. So just see that in your heart right now. See the energy expanding out beyond you and see it covering everyone that was placed in the circle. See that love that's coming from your heart. And just that very act of you giving of yourself removes fear. It removes anxiety because you're not so focused on me, and I, and whatever's going on in your world. You're focused on giving your love away, giving it to others who may not have as much love as you have, and surrounding others with that energy that we know is healing, that whatever was placed in that circle is now being covered in love, in that healing energy. When we take the focus off of our problems and we give it to the universe, then we have pure love to give. So that's what I want you to do now, is take that next breath in. Now that you have released and you've given love away, let that next breath that comes into you replenish that love. Whatever you gave to others, receive back from the universe. Receive it from the angels. Receive it from the ascended masters and your guides and your ancestors. Receive it from Source, from God. And let's just give some gratitude. Giving gratitude for feeling that love inside of yourself, for being open to receive like Kuan Yin said in her message to us today, to be receptive of what's coming your way and allow. Just accept, align, and allow. And now let's give all of that appreciation and love to everyone gathered here. Maybe you were in the prayer circle, maybe you didn't put yourself in there today. Let's do our heart telephone that we do every morning on this show. Just envision we're all holding hands. We're all holding each other. And we're going to say those beautiful words that have such meaning to us. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. I love you. I hope you all have such a blessed day today. I hope you give away your love so that it can come back to you and be replenished, refreshed, renewed, uplifted. Just be blessed on this day and stay in your heart. Stay right there in that heart center because that's where the love is. And when we realize that, when we go there, then we have so much to give. Have a beautiful day, everyone. I'm going to play our theme song. I'm going to see Zena dancing because that's what I envision every time I play this song. And just go be amazing today. I love you. Hello, Rochelle. Thank you for being with us. Oh, I see your beautiful words. Thank you. I love you.
So you're in a hurry.
I love you all so much.
Well, you better calm down.
Stay blessed. Stay in
We're
love.
all friends around you. Just join the fun. 'Cause if you're in a hurry, you're missing the point.
I'll dance with Zena.
Should enjoy the fruits of life instead of chasing coins. 'Cause it's a beautiful day. Isn't it so come on, let's play. Forget the rush, you're in and find a good spot. Sit down and join us as we sing a good song. Kick back, relax, and just follow along. Oh, we got plenty of time. Taking it easy won't cost you a dime. Throw another log onto the fire. Because it's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day. Go out there and be brilliant today with your love. Let it shine.